up?
Hey, everybody. Use Brick back there. Happy Father's Day, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day, Mamba.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Yeah,
and welcome back, Mom. We missed Mamba last week, but he is back.
I am back. Yes, thank you so much for all the support.
So today's show, we are talking about brick dads, which you two are. So we just want to thank you for being the community. We want to thank you for being great dads. Because when you think about dads, sometimes people come to your mind, and you would be two AFOs that come to our mind when we think about dads. It's like, yeah, they're great dads. So I just want to thank you for being great dads. And if you could, during this show, just share after the highs, hellos, what's up, what's going on. If you could just share a bit about, because you both have young children. Mamba has older and younger children, but I know you have younger children, Andrew. How Lego helps you bond and what it brings to that dad life. For dads who want that relationship, may have strained relationship. How does Lego help you build a relationship? Because I know you even build your older kids, Mamba. Like, how do you bridge that relationship, and how do you bring Lego in? Because I know Mo and I do it as mom and daughter, but whole different dynamic. We want to hear from the dads today. So I'm down here and I'm quiet. You guys, take over. We're waiting for Jay to come. Jay is trying to get back. Jay said she was caught in the Brickworld traffic, and I was like, I can believe it.
I got out of there quick, man. I backed that. I mean, 30 minutes before they called it, I said, hey, y'all stay here. I'm going to go get the truck, bring it around the back. I parked it in an illegal parking spot. I ran inside and I was like, okay, let's just wait for this announcement. They announced it. I went and got all the stuff, brought it in. My girls helped me out. We knocked it out in 20, 30 minutes. And then I helped. You have to clean up some of the stuff there. I don't know if that in Atlanta, we didn't have to do that, but I guess here in Chicago you do. It's cool, And
Brickworld is the same. Not Brickworld, Fair, VA.
Right. You had to pick up the poles and kind of help them out with the chairs and that kind of stuff. So after I got my mock in the truck, I went ahead and started helping out with that for a little bit, and then we were like, I'm out. I didn't even wait for the closing ceremonies.
Awesome. And that's the next part. So also during today's show, we're going to talk about Brickworld Chicago, because you and Jay are still there. So can't wait to hear about that. But guys, my part's done. I'm just here.
Well, Drew, floor is yours.
How
has it been?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been going good, man. It's good Father's Day. My youngest daughter Liv, her birthday was Saturday. So it's kind of it's a big, birthday / Father's Day / Brickworld Chicago weekend.
Nice.
So they went and did their own thing Saturday, tried to at least. We didn't know that here in Chicago, I guess going to the beach in June is not a thing. It was very cold apparently and very windy.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Who said that?
I thought, it's summer. Well, yeah, let's go to the beach. They showed up and it was 60 degrees out there.
Chicago's freezing.
So now it's hot. Today it was hot. So today probably would have been the better day. But yeah, we did our thing, and it's been going good, man. I enjoyed myself here. It's a very fun event and a lot of it's very overwhelming sometimes. I met a lot of people that I knew online, but had never had a face to the name and all that kind of stuff, So that was cool. I really liked it, man.
Is this the first Brickworld with the girls, or
it's the first Brickworld ever? Yeah, no, first Brickworld ever.
Oh, so that's a plus.
New attendee.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. It was the first one ever. First for everything. My first time in Chicago, really.
Okay.
The last time I went to Chicago, I believe my wife was at a summer theater in Michigan, and I just flew in to catch a flight to Michigan, basically. So I didn't get to see the city at all. We went. Was it Saturday? No, Friday when they flew in. We went downtown to go see the big bean, that big shiny bean that everybody goes. Yeah, little touristy thing. Spent too much for parking. But we were there for about 30, 45 minutes, and then headed out and went and had some dinner and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been pretty good, man. Oh.
Hey, Pandemonious, welcome. And my bricks and me, welcome.
Oh, I got to meet my bricks and me. Yeah, for the first time. Yeah.
They're driving. They say, hey, everyone, driving and lurking.
Yeah.
So you drive safely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, and Pandemonious Panda is at Brickworld, Chicago. Did you meet
I don't
Pandemonious Panda? Did you meet?
So
our
I hope I
amazing
did, and I don't remember. I hope I didn't do that. No, I don't think so. But I would have loved to. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So how's your Father's Day going, Mamba?
It's going good, man. It's going good. I woke up to some amazing texts and messages from family, my kids. It's always good to see that, get the love, everybody come in the morning, and got to spend a great day. Went to a great restaurant in Harlem. Love the
Nice.
atmosphere. Yeah.
What kind of food is it?
Yeah, what was
it's chocolate. It's like a urban kind of soul food, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like a urban. Yeah, it's kind of a mix on soul food, but kind of like new styles. It's listen. I eat turkey and chicken, so their turkey burger is made from scratch. It's not a patty. It's not a frozen nothing. Everything is just amazing. The chicken, it's just everything. Red velvet pancakes and red velvet waffles, and it's really good.
Okay, heck yeah, man.
Yeah,
sounds
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Now we're hungry. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
No.
and then we went to a mall close by. I'm on the hunt, try to find some sneakers, and yeah,
Okay.
I'm a real casual kind of repetitive. In the summertime, I get the same kind of style, but once in a while they drop something from back when we were young. Like I don't know if you're familiar, but the 95s, the Air Max 95s. I've been on the hunt, and they're just sold out everywhere. But it's good because you get to hang around with the family and chill and have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got me some stuff here. I got some other stuff coming in the mail. So,
Nice.
it's always great to get Lego.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I got some stuff today too at Brickworld. So I didn't get any sets,
I meant to reach out too because I knew you were there, and I'm like, man, I heard a couple of people talking about making trips to Bricks and Minifigs, and I was searching around there.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a Kylo Ren. And
Okay.
I don't have it, and it just slipped my mind to reach out to you.
Yeah. No, I didn't make it to any stores. I didn't make it to the Lego store. By the time I got here Thursday, Hive was on his way to the Lego store, so I didn't catch that little ride that he went on. And then he went to a Bricks and Minifigs on Saturday, I believe, when I was at the convention, so I couldn't really go. So I haven't even made it out to anything. I think we went to a Kohl's last night because my oldest daughter wanted to go to Sephora. Plug for Sephora and Kohl's. And so I was like, hey, I know they sell Lego here. Let me go. Oh, man, they didn't have anything. It was like the smallest section I've ever seen in my life. They had those stupid little cars, CMF series. They had a whole bunch of those.
Oh, you love those.
Oh, yeah, but nothing else. So that was a bust, but yeah.
In the chat, Pandemonious Panda said, no, I've never met you yet. Are you still here?
I am still here, but I'm not at the convention anymore. I hightailed it out of there. I'm back at the hotel, but I'm here till tomorrow, so maybe we'll bump into each other around somewhere. And Pink Wheels, I saw Pink Wheels. Oh, Pink Wheels, did you win? I didn't get to go buy your thing to see if you won.
Pink Wheels won. I know Pink Wheels won.
She had multiple great mocks, but
I saw him. She always does.
That one that was nominated was just phenomenal. I hope you won.
And Pink Wheels said, howdy, happy Father's Day all.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, the girls got to. Oh no, the girls didn't get to meet Pink Wheels. We went by there today, and I didn't see her. We saw her yesterday, I believe. Me and Hive went by there.
Okay. The Hivester.
Yeah, I met so many great people. I gotta go back through all my pictures and stuff and figure out how many people I met. But it was like I said, it was a little overwhelming at some points because it was just like, oh, I know you. Oh, I know you. Like, people would come up to me and be like, Lego Longoria, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are.
Did you see the mom?
And then they would tell me, and I'd be like, oh, great, yeah, I know who you are now. Like, because I didn't know their face, I don't see them, so. Yeah, it was great. What was that?
Did you see the Mod Mom?
I don't think so.
You didn't see Shantae?
I don't think so.
Oh no.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I can't remember right now. My brain is all mush right now.
I bet.
I'm so tired. You know. It's supposed to be a vacation, but I've been waking up early every morning.
That convention train is crazy. Typically, I manage about 4 to 5 conventions a year. But I just didn't feel like marking that much this year, and I'm so drained. So the one I have coming up, I was trying not to be there, but I was asked to join a collaboration and to provide 4 32 by 32s. But I'm not getting a separate table. I can't. Last year I had 2 tables. I had like 30 some mocks there, and no, I'm tired. Conventions are so drained. It's that after drain. I mean, it's past work. It's worse than work.
It's not even because I was talking to somebody about this. I call them my pit mates, the people that were around me. I was talking to one of them, and I was like, it's not like we're even doing anything. Like, I've been sitting on my ass for 3 or 4 hours, but it's just the fact. Like, I described it because everybody knows, like, I'm in radio, and we have to do remote sometimes, right? And when you're on a remote, it's kind of like being a politician. You have to shake hands and kiss babies. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be on the whole time. You have to be smiling and, hey, what's going on? You have to be, happy and nice to meet you. And that's basically what the convention is. Everybody comes and looks at your mock, and you got to be kind of like, oh, cool, thank you. That kind of stuff, And so it's just draining to be on like the whole time.
You got to be like Mamba. Mamba looks like he can stay on. It's like, I'm committed when I'm here. You got me. But the second it's over,
yeah. I mean, that's how I am on like a radio remote. Like, if say the radio remote's 2 hours, right? I'm on for 2 hours, but as soon as I get in my truck, I'm like, I'm down, I'm depressed, I'm tired, like, because it's just, you got to be, it's not like you're playing a character of yourself, but you got to be on. You got to be kind of,
It's such a hard mask. And then all the questions you're answering, I'm answering the same question. I want to see you to 23rd. So how did you do? So how did you get? So how many is this? It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
My first convention, I lost my voice at noon. Like we said last week, I lost my voice. The convention started like 10. By noon, I had no voice. I'm running to Target because I feel like knives are stabbing me. I could not talk. And then you take pictures with so many people. One convention we did, Mo counted, she said you took pictures with over 500 people. It's like my image, I feel like parts of my soul are just, you don't know how you look in these pictures. I could have like 5 chins and look all kinds of crazy. But it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are y'all gonna do with these pictures? Y'all posting them. Not I mean anything like that. I'm just saying, like, how y'all posting them? No, I'm not worried about that. Like, that's your MO. Lord help you. I'm the wrong one. It's like back to the family show. But yeah, I know that drain, that just being completely tired. But speaking of being tired, as dads who build, I know both of you all build with your kids. Tell me what it's like just to be like dead tired. You come home from work and you got this kid waiting for you with a box, just smiling. How do you beat that tiredness? How do you push that aside and build bonds and build well and just build fun? How do you do that?
She got so scared how pumpy.
What, you want me or you, Drew? Drew, you want to go first?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Well, for me, I mean, there's never a bad time. I could be dead tired and I'm still when it comes to Lego, because I'm always up for it. So working hard, and you know what? It always excites me when somebody else is excited about it. So Little Brick is often excited about the minifig itself, and he actually plays with it. So I do enjoy watching him play with it. Now,
right.
The part of the playing that he does, it kind of like, because I see him, throw the thing off the table onto the floor, and he's like, oh, look at him driving off a cliff. I'm like, oh, man. But I enjoy watching him play. So I look forward to it. It's not often that happens.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger kids, I haven't had a chance to build with my oldest son, but I'm pretty sure if I got something that caught his attention, that he would do it with me. And then Matthew, from time to time, we built. He likes it. He likes what it is, like the story behind it. He's one of
Mm-hmm.
those. So if there's a story behind it, I haven't got my daughter to build with me yet, but I'm pretty sure, like Matthew, if there's something that catches their attention, they'll do with me. And then
Is that
my
big
other
brick?
son, he loves it. Big brick is Matthew's half a brick.
Half a brick. Okay. We've seen
Yeah,
him at the Lego store with you.
yeah.
Okay.
Then Lady Brick is my daughter, and then Big Brick. He's built with me before. He was the one that was in the contest with Little Brick Building. So they enjoy it. I think they do it more for me. But again, seeing somebody else excited about building it makes that, feeling of being tired and not wanting to do it, takes it away. And I'm for it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, the girls have kind of gotten out of building as much with me. I don't know. It's kind of weird, sometimes they I guess they go through little, ups and downs and wanting to build, but what was so cool was that this weekend, after running around today, both my girls want to now do Atlanta BrickCon next year with me. So my oldest daughter already came up with an idea what she wants to build, and I said, yeah, I'll help you out with that. So we're gonna start on that pretty soon when we get back to start getting it ready for Atlanta for next February, because you really don't have a full year right now. Yeah, they're both interested in building something. So I think I'm gonna get a little table and have all of our stuff on it, a little family thing. So that was kind of cool.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
Shout out to
awesome.
that. Shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's
I was just gonna
awesome.
ask you that too, with it being the first time that you attended with the girls.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? How did they react to that? Seeing everything and
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
see, they went to Atlanta with me both years. I think they've gone with me that I've shown. And in Atlanta, they're a little bit more lax with that. Like they could come in the pit with me. They didn't, as long as they had a ticket to get in. Here they were cool with it too. They didn't really give us anything, but we didn't really have a lot of space in our area on the inside. And I was going back to my mock. I was a little disappointed on where they put me. The way they had it set up, they had two tables at the end, like like think of like the short part of the, how like usually in a pit there's really long tables on the side and then two short ones on the ends. Well, that one on the end was two tables. It was double layered, so it was like this and then lower, and then they pushed my table right up against the lower part. Well, there was somebody next to me on my table, so me and somebody else were sharing that one table. Well, it pushed my mock so far up that even if I sat in the corner, people were asking me about the guy on the end, and people were asking me about the guy next to me. They're like, "Are these yours?" And I'm like, "Nope, mine's way over there." You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really sitting behind my mock like usually you are, to where you're presenting it. So it was a little difficult, but we made it work. The guys there were cool, and we just kind of, made it the best we can. One guy stood outside so he could show his stuff or whatever. So it was cool. But yeah, they've gone, to answer your question, that was a long answer, but yeah, they went to Atlanta. They weren't really interested when they went to Atlanta. I mean, they were interested in building, but not particularly showing anything.
Mhm.
I don't know why this one kind of clicked, and she had an idea, and I was like, yeah, well, that's doable. We can do that. Like, I can make that happen, and I'll order the parts for her and we'll build it together. So hopefully that'll, spur a love for showing in conventions, just to get out there. She wants to make stickers like me. She wants to have,
Yes.
she's already ready. She's like, I want the sticker to look like this. I want the, she's already getting swag to give to people and all kinds of stuff. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. I know I saw some mocks with some kind of, function where, things pop out.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever consider adding on to yours? Like maybe the ship coming up, maybe opening up, maybe things like that. You ever thought
Yeah,
about
there was,
adding that?
the guy that was next to me, he built his mocks were ships that I guess they were inspired by certain things. I didn't know them, but I'm assuming they were somewhat Star Wars-y kind of ships or something, you know. He had on one of them, he had put a motor in it. He didn't show it to me, but the landing gear would go up and go down.
Nice.
Like retract, and you know, like, and so I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So yeah, I would add something like that to it, I would think. Josh showed me a technique about the trees. And so I may change the trees up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like how to do them better, how to give them more movability, and not, because the way I have them, those leaves, you barely touch them and they'll just fall apart, you know what I'm saying? But he was showing me different techniques on like, hey, you could do this, and it'll be more sturdy, and then you can play around with them and move them a little bit better, shape them. He was telling me you could have one like come out of a building and come up, you know, like it curves up. So yeah. I was like, oh heck yeah, dude. Like, so I'm gonna start looking into that, you know. There was just so much, you know, out there that just gave me ideas to do more stuff. So I want to concentrate on what I'm going to start next year. Take probably a month off and then start on that one. I have an idea of doing the last scene of E.T.
Nice.
The movie, when him and E.T. are going in front of the moon, and they fly over, and then they come in the little bicycle. So I have an idea of how to do that. So that's my next build for next year. But now I'm trying to. I forgot to pick this guy's brain that was there. He had a mock of a like a golf, you know, like just golf, like a guy golfing, and on his the ball would go up and then come back around and get hit again, come back around. And that's basically what I needed to do. I need him on the bicycle to go up and come back around, go up and come back around. And so I was going to pick his brain on how he did that, because I was trying to look at the mechanics of it. I mean, I couldn't tell you what I was looking at. I knew there was gears and motors in there, but I could not tell you what it was. So, but I just never got a chance to do it, you know. But so adding something to that when I'm doing the one for the ET, you know, I need to kind of learn and figure it out. So I can kind of put that in there.
That is awesome.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. I was thinking about doing something for Last of Us, but ET sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm on this Spielberg kick, right? I mean, I did, you know, Close Encounters, that's a Spielberg movie, and then ET. I don't know. I thought about that after Atlanta. I was like, I already know what I want to do next year. And so I already had it in my brain on how I was going to do it and stuff. And now I just need to start buying pieces and kind of drawing it out to see, you know, where I can go with it.
I think The Shining would be good.
Oh, that would be nice. To
do the house and then the maze and everything out there. Ooh, yeah.
That would be cool. That'd be really cool.
We could use the house that Lene built. You built that house. I watched you build this kind of like a church.
That's an exact replica of my great grandmother's church that she built a lot of it and found it. So that was so personal, but it's literally an exact replica of her church.
Nice.
But hey guys, I got another question for you.
Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
So like I just said, I put like you know, some parts of Lego are very personal to me, and some like the Bugle are just whatever. But would you, this is a two-part question. Would you guys consider like a really personal mock that kind of represents some part of your relationship with your kids or some memory? And then the second part is, and answer in any order, do you use Lego to teach lessons? Like, I don't know if you both saw what's Pharrell's Piece by Piece. You know, do you use like Lego to say, hey, you know, just like Lego, we're building, we're doing this? Or, you know, how do you use Lego as dads to enhance their lives and your relationship?
Wow, I've never even thought of doing that. So I've never done anything like that to where I've used it as a teaching something or other. That's a good.
I think Mamba has.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's something good. Yeah.
Yes. For me, essentially, it started because, you know, as a child, it was there. But coming back into it with Little Brick, that's how it started, as a form of, you know, problem solving and teaching commitment and, you know, sticking to it all the way to you finish and complete it and seeing how things end up. And also teaching, you know, the ability, like bringing that creative piece out of him. You know, because while Lego itself has instructions to build, whatever the set is, Lego essentially is anything you want it to be, because the box comes with 2,000 pieces, and yes, it'll build a plane, but I could take those same 2,000 pieces and make them a house, or make it a car, or make it whatever you want it to make. So it helps, and that's what it was. We built multiple things. At one point, under his bed, he had a loft bed. We had a whole city under there, and we made a mod. We did a mod for our versions that we made Kentucky Fried Chicken. We did Chick-fil-A. We did McDonald's. We were just making restaurants and roads, and we did a park, and we did things, and it helped because problem solving. Like, he would find it tough to build, and he would give up. And I'm like, all right, well, it's okay to put this to the side for now, and you can work on something else. And when you come back to it, you'll figure out. You'll see what you're missing, or you'll see what's happening. And yeah,
you just made a good point. Something I had never heard before in this community or even anywhere. Like, how we always say you have to play the hand you're dealt. You basically just said, hey, you got to build the bricks you're given. Like, you could build a house, you could build a car. You never know. Take that set of bricks and build what you're given. I love that. Sorry, yeah. I just love that.
And now he builds. He built the set. Like, he likes to build. But again, he's in the category where build and destroy, and that's fine because that's his thing. And then he'll build it again in something else. So all his Minecraft sets that he has, he completed them, and now he's breaking them down and he's making a different castle. And that's Minecraft in itself. Like, you can do whatever you want. And he's using the ability of Minecraft and Lego and the fact that they combine, and he's doing all kinds of things. I dig it. It's cool for him. It is.
Yeah, I'll have to like incorporate that, because the only thing I think I've ever really done with something like that is like if she gets frustrated, like the girls get frustrated with a build, like, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that, like you said, just kind of walk away for a little bit, and then come back to it and get your mind, and that's what same thing with me. Like, even in mock building, sometimes you're trying to fix something and then you break something else, and then trying to fix that, you break something else, and it's just like a snowball effect. And so then you're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go walk away for 2 hours and come back to it, because obviously I can't handle this right now, So it's, that's a good lesson, man. That's a really good lesson. Yeah,
definitely. With the collection, I teach them in the room, like, when you have something and you value it, you take care of it. You clean it, or you don't do what you do with your other things.
Right.
And it helps him. So some stuff that he built, he has it on a shelf, and he doesn't play with that because he understands that he's saving that piece. But then there's other things that he uses, and he'll put it out there on the floor, and he'll build his whole setup. And so it does teach a bunch of different lessons.
Right. Jay said there she is. I was about to tell you.
A message like a couple minutes ago. I was like, let us know when you're ready. She looked like she was still like adjusting. And
yeah, it was my fault. Because I don't have my laptop or camera, so I'm on the phone. But
okay.
Oh. Hey, Jay. Well, it works this time. You were on the beach last time trying to use the phone, and you couldn't get it, but now we got you.
Right, I'm actually on land.
It's so weird to see Jay without anything in the back.
I know.
Like, I'm so used to seeing like something floating back there, or a piece or something.
Oh, I know. Right?
There we go. There.
When
Andrew always records in the dark, so we really don't know what's back there. Like, he just be there, we see his face
in the dark
until he turned on the lights and showed us this amazing city that he had back there.
It's like Narnia.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm at my friend's place, so there's nothing. I am the Lego here.
There we go.
And the box. Big ups to Hive. He gave me this, so I'm gonna bring it for my niece next weekend.
Oh, cool.
When I go up and see them. So
Hive is the man.
Yeah, shout out to Hive.
Facts.
I bought a mic, so I will be ready for next week.
Oh,
nice.
Cool.
Heck yeah. Got a cool mic. I'm up. I got my headphones locked in, and hopefully this soundboard makes some sense. And
I'm still trying to figure out the soundboard stuff.
I figured out some stuff on my phone, so I'm gonna just clap it off the phone, and
Oh, well, I'm here for it.
I sent
Yeah.
mine back, but I'm going to try to use Old Faithful
Yeah,
that worked at
she was
one.
not having it. I was trying to help her. And she was like,
I got this
I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back.
20-year-old old dinosaur here that may work. But hey, now that we got Jay and Andrew, I think Mamba wanted to ask y'all a lot of questions.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
Brickworld
Absolutely.
Chicago and chat. Feel free to ask questions
Oh, yeah.
as well.
All right. So this is for both of y'all. Y'all both attended Brickworld for the first time
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
this year. How was the experience? Would you recommend, and are you planning to go back next year?
Jay, I'll let you start off. I've been talking all.
No, you're good. Yes, yes, and yes. So it's my first time at Brickworld. So the experience, it was good. I will say, if you're not used to being around a lot of people, it can be overwhelming. But the great thing about it is that there's parts where you can step out, take a minute, breathe, where it's quiet and everything with that. As far as, I mean, there's no complaints except for it's not enough time, but that's always gonna be a general complaint. But like, definitely gonna go back next year. I think I might have a mock or two for there
Nice.
with
Nice.
that, trying to figure it out, because with me being part of the West Coast gang, I don't know
There
how
you
I'm
go.
gonna be able to get it from there to here. But
Mhm.
definitely recommend it. As a first time, it was great, like seeing people who seen online talk to us, like, oh, I've already put like a face to the name, but now it's like, hey, here's sick thing, here's sticker, here's this and that. And so it was like really cool, like actually being in the same space with a lot of different people that you've seen and talked to on here.
Mhm.
Did you give your 16 out? Because you had a set amount last week before you left.
Yeah, so I did not give them all out because I still I need, well, because I have one for you, Mo, Mamba, and Tone. So I made sure I kept 4.
Okay,
So,
thank
Dang.
you.
yeah.
I got one.
Yeah, Andrew got one. Because Andrew was just all over the place. It's like, where's Andrew?
Yeah, she could never
Nowhere to be
find me.
found.
Yeah, so you found Andrew.
Yes.
Because all the if you follow Jay's stories, Andrew was like, "Where's Waldo? Where's
Yeah,
Andrew?"
I'm like, where is he at? Like,
It became a funny little thing.
You didn't see the picture? They took a picture together.
Yeah.
no, we did take.
Yeah.
I don't think we took one together though.
No, you were with Hive. You were with
Yeah, I
Hive.
think
It
we
was
took
like-
one
it
with
was-
Hive.
Yeah, she was with Hive. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't posted
Equinox,
any of my
Chef.
pictures yet. So
Yeah, because it was what, Equinox, Chef, Hive,
Mhm.
Andrew, and then me. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I don't know if we
Chef T was
took
out
one
there.
together. Yeah. Chef T left. He had had to be at the airport for like 5 o'clock this morning. So
Mm.
yeah, so it was cool. I saw Pink Wheels.
Yeah.
So that was
Pink Wells,
cool.
did you let us know in the
Is
chat?
Pink in
Did you win?
What?
Oh.
Did she?
She should have won. Let me look at her page. She should have won.
Yeah,
She's
let us know, Pink Wells,
amazing.
if you won. I
Yeah.
really hope you did. That we went by. I think we went by there, right? To
Yeah,
see
we went by it again, and then I went by again today.
Yeah.
So
She just said she got a Moto Lego set. She didn't.
Yes.
I'm seeing people say congrats to her in the
Yeah.
comments.
I really hope she did. That
right.
set was really
It was
great.
cool. I'm a little hot. I had to hurry up and run inside. Let me try to get on real quick. Because the traffic on the expressway is no joke. Like, I know I'm used
Chicago
to
traffic is pretty bad. Like, I mean, Atlanta traffic is horrible, but geez, Chicago traffic's not any picnic.
No offense to Chicago and Illinois driver, but y'all don't know how to drive.
No, they don't. I don't know how many accidents I almost got into here.
I'm talking about like turning right from the left lane.
Yeah. One lady Friday, I was at a stoplight, 2 lanes. There's 2 lanes. I was in the far right one, both turning. The other 2 lanes next to me go straight. We've been there for like 5 minutes. She came, cut in front of me, and pulled in the middle of the intersection and just stayed there. So the light was underneath her. It was like she was underneath the light. And I'm like, where did you come from? And why do you think that you can just cut in front of 20 people that you just want to stand behind? I'm like, gee. And she just went. She went and cut right in front of us.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what they do out here.
I was like, what the heck, dude?
Wow.
And then I thought I was missing something. I was like, am I missing something? Is this not a turn lane? Am I not supposed to be stopped here? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend, if people can, because I'm in Chicago, so I decided to not go stay in Schaumburg, which is because I'm on the south side,
Yeah.
about 45 minutes away. I would definitely recommend, if you're not a driver in a major city or you're scared or nervous about driving, stay closer
Hmm.
to where the convention is.
Oh yeah,
And
it
if
was.
you can't, trolley, Uber, or whatnot, because like I said, it's driving out here is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, and it's just going into the city. Like if you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
stay out of the city,
yeah. Just
then
stay out of the city. Just stay out
yeah,
of the
then
city.
you're
And what's
good.
bad?
I mean, everything was even so. Just to put a little background on this, we had a bad experience with the first hotel that we booked.
Oh yeah.
I booked a hotel. It wasn't the Renaissance because I couldn't get into that once. That's where the convention was at. But it was another hotel that was associated, I think, with everything. I think they gave you 3 options or something like that. I think it was one of those. It was run down. It was dirty. The pool was a freaking mess. It was like I looked out, and after I had unloaded all this girl stuff, I realized that the pool was bad. Like I looked outside and it was half covered with those covers, like they do for winterize, and there was a corner and you could see it, and it was like
Green.
the greenest, moldiest, nastiest.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, this is not going to work for the girls, because the girls right now at their age, they just want pools. If we go to a hotel, they're like, does it have a pool? And I'm like,
Travel season started. What's up with that?
I know. And so
Yeah.
I asked the lady up front, I'm like, what's up the deal with the pool? And she's like, oh yeah, it's out of order. And I'm like, what's your cancellation policy? Because I knew we weren't going to be able to stay there. So we searched, and luckily we found a spot, a little Hilton. I think it was like 5-6 minutes from where the thing was. It's not far. It's on the other side of the highway, and it had an indoor pool. So we were like, set, we're there. So I stayed the night at the old place one night, Thursday night, but I checked out and got our money back for the rest of the trip, and then we came over here. So yeah, that was the only drawback, was that the hotel wasn't. When I'm not comfortable staying there, we got problems.
Exactly.
Because I pretty much stay anywhere, but when I knew, like, as soon as I walked in, I was like, yeah, the girls ain't gonna stay here. Like, there's no way, man. It's too dirty. There was a lot of stuff going wrong.
Now, to piggyback off of Mamba's convo, so aside from the traffic and the Ookie hotels, would you all come back next year? Because Mamba's going to be there next year.
Oh yeah.
So are the 3 of y'all going to be there next year?
I would definitely recommend, like I said, staying closer, especially like I only got the regular public days with that. So I would definitely recommend, if you can, get the, in a sense, behind the scene, backstage extra pass to stay at the hotel and have, like, the lanyard and everything. I definitely would recommend that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay if I come. I haven't decided yet. I think right now I'm kind of on the fence about it, and nothing against Brickworld Chicago. I want to try to go to other conventions. So of course Atlanta is my hometown right now, so I'm gonna be doing that one pretty much every year, because it's 30 minutes away. It's not hard to travel, and I can go home and sleep in my own bed and that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to pick different ones. I want to go to Virginia. I want to go to Brick Rodeo. I want to go to the one out in Colorado. So I'm not too sure next year if we would be coming back to Chicago or trying one of those other ones that I've just mentioned. So we'll see. But when it comes close, I think I've had a really good experience here at Brickworld Chicago. Like, it was really cool to meet a lot of people. I definitely met a lot more people than I have in Atlanta, and that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind coming back. It's not like no, but I want to try some of the other ones. So I'm not sure. I'm trying to stick, and this may change too. I'm trying to stick to 2 a year, just because of the travel and the tiredness. I can get more vacation than my wife can. So, having to drag her around, that kind of cuts into her time, and that kind of stuff if we have to go other places. So, well, yeah, but I, like I said, I loved it here. I mean, it was a great experience.
Quick chat break. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Brick Hive said he's listening while driving. Hive, please drive safely.
Yes,
absolutely. Hive, shout out to Hive.
I did tell Hive that if he got tired, that he needed to pull over. Yeah, happy Father's Day, by the way.
Happy Father's Day.
That he was going to try to make it all. I was like, no, dude. Like, if you If you can't, you need to pull over and sleep somewhere, you know.
Yeah, that road will hypnotize you. I used
Especially
to
since he
drive from
stayed out all
Cambridge.
night last night partying with people.
Hi. You had to get on the road the next day.
Right. Yeah, he didn't leave. What time? He didn't leave until like probably like 1, like 1,
Okay.
1:30. Yeah,
Yeah.
still left at a good time.
Yeah. And thank you, Hive, dude. Like, if I think if it wasn't for Hive, I wouldn't have met half the people. You
Yeah,
know,
no, for sure.
Hive knows
For sure.
everybody.
sometimes I get into this. You know, I'm very introverted. A lot of radio people are very introverts. We don't want to be out. That's what we do radio because you can't see us. And so
That's why you weren't at your booth.
Yeah,
That's why you weren't at your
yeah.
spot.
That's
You
why
were
I wasn't
gone.
at my booth because I was hiding in the corner somewhere. So, but if it wasn't for Hive, man, I probably wouldn't have met, you know, half the people that I met out there because I wouldn't have taken that initiative to like go up to them and talk to them. You know, sometimes I'm nervous talking to people that I know that are really big in the community. You know, still get that, you know, kind of like stars, like, oh, that's so and so. You know, like I follow them. You know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Hive knowing everybody, you know, including probably people that worked there. That's how many people he knew. You know, every time I turned around, he'd be like, hey,
Right.
this is so and so, this is so and so. I'm like, cool, man. Like, thank you, you know, for that. So, yeah, if it wasn't for Hive, like I said, I thank him for that. You know, for helping me out with that.
Last week, that's who you wanted to meet. You were like, because I asked you last week, who did you want to meet? And Andrew was like, the guy that I've been streaming with live for over a year.
I told him that. He's like, has it been that long? And I looked back today because I was really curious. It was July, like mid-July, when I first, because I went back to the message where I was like, hey, thank you for letting me on for the first time, that kind of stuff. And it was like July 13th or something. So it's like, you know,
Almost
I'm
a
pretty
year.
much a year. Like, and he was like, has it been that long? I'm like, yeah, it has. But yeah, it was great seeing him. I told him he's a lot taller than I thought he was.
Yes.
Yeah, I was not expecting Hive to be that. He was taller than me, and I was.
I don't
like,
know if I come to his shoulder. Yeah, Hive's tall.
Yeah. So great guy. You know, really like meeting him. You know, in person. You know, I was like, dude, I feel like I know you, but like, we've never talked in person, man. You know. So yeah, it was a great experience. Really good.
You know, but it was definitely fun. Cool seeing everybody. I saw Jen. I somewhat crashed her live. What was it, yesterday?
Oh, Jen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't meet her too. Yeah, or saw her too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Did y'all get pics?
You know, I'm bad with pictures.
Yeah,
All
I don't think I got a picture.
I know she was building separate on her live because she wanted to get away from people. But I was like, let me just hurry up and give you a sick pic because I realized a lot of people. So like, you'll walk past a lot of people that you know, but because it's so much going on, there's looking at the set. So it's like, if I walk past you and I didn't acknowledge you, I am sorry. It's just a lot going on because you're looking at people's mugs, you're seeing all the details, learning techniques, talking to them, and then as you walk by, it's like tap on the shoulder, oh hey, and then it just keep on going, and then you fall into that whole thing. All right, I'm gonna stop and talk to this person. Then somebody else comes and it's like, oh hey, and it's just like a whole endless cycle of just walking, bricks, sets, talking. Oh, I know you. Do I follow you? So it's a lot.
Got it.
Yeah, and a lot of people I didn't, you know, some of them I wouldn't realize if I followed them or not because I know them by their Instagram name, not particularly their real name. You know what I'm saying? And so somebody, you know, Hive would introduce me like, this is so and so, like their real name, and I'm like, oh, and then they'd be like, so and so. Oh, okay, I know. Yeah.
It was definitely a cool experience, especially like I said, being my first time. Definitely liked it. I would do it again. 10 out of 10.
And it was really, really big. Like I walked around that damn place, I don't know how many times, and every time I would see something different that I hadn't seen before. And I'm like, I thought I walked by this yesterday, and I didn't. Why didn't I not see this?
And there was quite a few interactive ones too, where you push the button. It does. Like there was one where I think it was steampunk, where you push the button and the train's going around it, and then there's a separate train that's going when you push the button. And
I didn't see that one. So I didn't even see that one.
And then there was like one where it's like there was a lot of trains, I will say, and like tracks and moving things. Like there was an all pink city. I don't. Did you see that one with the?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Brick Built Babe added to that one. It was with the
Okay.
Wama lug. What it wasn't Wama. I think it was a lug.
Yeah. No. If it was a lug, it wasn't like they didn't have a big lug flag.
Mm.
There was a lot. The one thing that was cool, I would say, is the ball drop in the challenge, where they just drop the balls and they just go all over throughout the whole
Oh
thing.
yeah. The stem stuff like that.
Yes.
Is that like understand, I guess. Yeah. Those are cool.
Yeah, definitely. I said 10 out of 10 would definitely go. Definitely would stay a lot closer, but you know, I still no regrets.
Like even the place that I'm staying at is not far.
Yeah.
It'd take me, like I said, 6-7 minutes to get there. I mean, I don't know if I told you, but I told somebody today. Was it yesterday? Yeah, last night. So the girls, we only bought them Sunday tickets. So last night, Saturday night, I was trying to get them in to go see the World of Lights, trying to sneak them in basically. And so we showed up. First, I showed up to the convention, and this was at like, I don't know, 7:30, something like that. Because I think I was trying to go see the film festival at 8:00 also. So I was like, I'm going to go in there. My battery packs had started to go down. So I was going to go in there, put my lights on again because I charged them here at the hotel. I forgot them. So I had to come back to the hotel and get them and then go back to the convention center. And then when I got to the convention center, they wouldn't let the girls in. So then the girls were just hanging out in the lobby.
Oh.
And after I put my lights on and did all that, then we rushed to try to go find the film festival, and they wouldn't let us in because it was standing room only. So I was like, okay. So then we kind of just moseyed around for a little bit, and I wanted to see the lights thing, but the lights wasn't going to start until 10. And
yeah, I thought it was 11 or it was late.
Yeah, and at this point it was already 9 something, you know? And so I was like, well, they're not going to let them in. So let's just take y'all. They wanted to go swimming. So I was like, all right, let me take you back to the hotel. So I took you back to the hotel, dropped them off, and then went back. So within like an hour and a half, I had gone and came back 3 times. So
you know, they're really
close.
strict about and
Stay
on it
close.
about not letting people kind of, you know, sneak in or weasel their way in.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have a necklace after
Yeah.
a certain time,
You're done.
a ticket, don't even try. Don't even.
Hey.
Hey.
Now, Andrew,
Oh,
there's a comment here from Leslie that Lego Longoria is a travel sports dad.
That's my wife saying that. Of course, yeah. Gonna take them everywhere for cheerleading.
Oh yeah.
Going back into the convention. I mean, being a mock builder, I know, Lene, you're a mock builder. Jay, you're a mock builder as well, or you're creative going into that mock space?
So I am a digital mock builder. So
Nice.
I do Bricklink because I don't have the backlog and extra spare set. So I'll do it on like Bricklink Studio and things of that nature. So that's why I was just like, you know what, maybe I might display and actually, you know, buy the pieces and do everything with that for a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So being there and experiencing the convention, what did you think about some of the builds? Did you think that you could have done some of those builds better? What you had different? And I mean, I'm a competitive person. So going into that mock building space, I was just talking with Andrew earlier and Lene. What advice would you give for an upcoming builder seeing the builds that were at that caliber? Because I know Brickworld Chicago is probably like up there in the top 2 or 3 biggest conventions. How did you feel you did, and what would you do different going into it again next year?
So like what I did, because I had the free range to walk around, I talked to the people and asked them questions about how they build things. And then so a couple of the mocks that were there, I personally, like, when I started talking with people, everybody's friendly and like talking about their techniques. But then when it came to certain people, when they were explaining, I was like, wait a second, that sounds real intricate. I'm like, oh, you're a Lego master. That's why. But then you talk to somebody else and they're like, they'll have the same, like a similar type of, let's just say like, if you want to do waves for ocean. a Lego, like, I don't want to just put them out there, just like, but just from my experience, from the Lego masters that I talk to, they'll use certain techniques because which use a lot more parts that they have and they have access to versus somebody else who's like, I don't say like an average Joe, but someone like that, they're like, oh well, I did this, that, and that because I was able to eliminate those steps. So it's more about, so it was great like looking at the different techniques, and also don't compare yourself to that, because if so, you're gonna keep being like, oh, I don't have the technique mode, or I don't have that skill, because with that you'll be able to get techniques, learn stuff and everything, because and also you'll just have fun
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, I mean, I know you mentioned that you were competitive about it, and I know this is pretty much a competition, and it's kind of hard to not do that.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to go in with an open mind of, and you'll know because like the first one I went into, I wouldn't say I was cocky, but I would say that I was like proud of my shit, and so as I got there and then looked at everybody else's way better than mine, it kind of humbles you. You're like, oh, well, my first one, they put me next to a 16-year-old that blew me out of the water with what he did. And that'll humble you real quick when you're 47, 46 at the time, probably, a 16-year-old building something way better than you, like just not even apples and oranges to what I built.
Technique and all, probably.
Yeah. Just technique and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it was, you kind of have to go in with that open mind of like, I'm not the best. I'm nowhere near that. And go into the mindset of almost using this as a tool to learn more techniques and to make it better, to make your mock better, because you will learn from walking around and seeing other people's stuff and just ask questions, man. Like, how did you do that? Just pick their brain. Everybody that does a mock wants to talk about it because we've spent so much time on it that it's been our life for a year, that are more for more people, some people, that you want to kind of like tell your problems that you had with it, what went well for you, what didn't work, what worked, and that way you can learn from it. And then, just learning, dude. Like everybody there is going to show you something that even the smallest builds will show you something that you didn't know, or you had no idea that like that. You didn't even think like that. There was builds there that I forgot who was talking about it, but they said that it was, I don't even remember what build it was, but that it was really great. And how did they do that? And they were talking to the person and they were like, well, what do you do? And he's like, I'm an engineer. And he's like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's why it's so freaking badass, because you're an engineer. That's easy. That you coming up with that idea and doing it is easy to them. You know what I'm saying? Because he's an engineer and he has that brain that's, and so it's just, you learn something from everybody, man. Like I've learned something from even if I'm not going to use it in my mock that I have now or in a future mock, I always have that in my back pocket if I need it for something, or if I come up with a problem, I'm like, oh yeah, that dude that did this, or that person that did this, and this, that's what I can use a piece of that to make my whatever I have in my head to work, Yeah, I mean, it's just, you kind of have to go into it not thinking you're going to win. Don't, I mean, yeah, in the back of my head, you want to get praise and whatever for something you put your heart into. Mocks are just like any artwork, it's you're putting your soul out there. You're putting you out there and whatever you're putting, it's you. And so you kind of have, like you said, you're competitive. You want to, obviously I would like to win an award, or I'd like to win a trophy, or I'd like to win this. But what's better is when other builders come around and they give you those little tokens, their little trophies, that means more to me than getting something from the convention. When somebody comes by and says, hey, I really appreciate your work in that, or I like the way you did this, or I like the color scheme you did, or I like the technique you used here, recognizes your hardship in getting that done,
Nice.
That's way better than getting something from Brickworld Chicago.
Oh, nice. Shout out to him.
Getting somebody from my peers, I respect that more than, the high school, popularity contest BS that you got to go through,
Yeah.
Right. That's what's up. Now, conventions are typically 3 or 4 days, right? something like that? I mean,
Yeah.
I've been to different types of other
Mhm.
conventions, but not Lego conventions.
Mm-hmm.
What is the game plan going in? Like, what is your plan of attack? How do you feel you're gonna approach different stations, different people, different events? What is your? Because I know you can't do everything in one day.
No,
Do
yeah.
you lay it out and then just boom, or is it I'm just gonna wing it for the whole couple days that I'm there, and then whatever I miss, hopefully
Right,
I catch it
right.
next year.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was
but
there was
yeah.
there was definitely some things that I probably should have gone to, but it was very overwhelming. I mean, you're thinking about like your first time at this big convention. Thursday, all I was worried about is getting my mock in there, figuring out how to get that damn thing out of my truck, hoping that it stayed together. The whole ride over here, the 12 hours that I drove with it. Hopefully, I didn't have to rebuild as much of it. That kind of stuff. So that's all in the back of my head the whole time Thursday. That's all I'm worried about. Once I got it in there, I could kind of relax and then figure out like, well, what was I going to do? It was a little bit more difficult with the girls being here because I didn't have that freedom of like just getting up and going. Like if I was by myself, I could just be like, oh, and not that I couldn't do that, but they have to eat, they have to entertain them somehow, that kind of
You're
stuff.
a
So
great dad.
we had to figure
Right.
stuff out for that. So things took backseat sometimes, that I could have gone to, but planning it out. Brickworld Chicago did a really good. You have an app, and it'll tell you
Yes.
basically from morning to night what's going on, what times, where they're at, what hall, and they sent that to us like a week or two in advance so that we would know like, hey, these are the things that are going on. Do you want to sign up for them? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? But I guess being there not showing something, you'd have a little bit more freedom to like go to all these little panels and this and that, and
Well, you do, but you don't,
Mhm.
because it's like, especially if you want to meet people, because you have the panels, and then because they're all kind of spread out, you have to set an alarm. But it's like, just if there's something that you really want to do, definitely set a timer, log it,
Mhm.
because with that, because you'll lose track of time.
Yeah.
It's a convention. There's no windows, no clocks.
Mhm.
You can stand it, because I think,
Like
actually,
Vegas.
I think we probably stood there when you finally came to your spot.
Where's
I think
Waldo?
Yeah.
I think we were probably talking about like 30, 45
Yeah.
minutes, but it
Yeah.
didn't seem like it, because like there's no windows, there's
Mhm.
no clock, but they will make announcements, but not for every event.
Yeah.
So it's like
But
you can get overwhelmed if you look at that event schedule.
I think, the more and more you go, like for instance, like in Atlanta, right? That's the only one I can really kind of use as an example because Brickworld Chicago was my first time. I think when you go to a convention the first time and you're just meeting people, like I met so many people this weekend, it was so overwhelming that you don't have time to kind of do all the little extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think you go there a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, you start like, okay, I've met you before. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you again. I'm gonna go to this thing. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. But your first time, it's like your first time anywhere. Meeting new people, meeting people that you follow and follow you. I think that first convention anywhere in any city, you're spending doing that, unless you're just like screw everybody. I don't want to meet anybody. I just want to do my own thing. Which is fine. You can do
Yeah.
that. But even in Atlanta, like I don't think I tried. The first year I went to Atlanta, I was like scared, like, can I put this here? Do I do this? I didn't know what to do. I'd never been to one. I'd never shown. I didn't know the etiquette. I didn't know, am I doing something wrong or right or what, So you're working all that, so you really don't have time to like go do like the speed builds or go do, the garage sale or go do this, like looking back at it, I wish I would have gotten a table, with Hive on the garage sale thing. I could have sold some of my stuff. I snuck in and put it on Hive's table, but that was pretty late and I didn't get anything sold. But things like that, like I missed out on that. But I think you now, and the next time I go back, I'm gonna be like, oh, let me try this, let me try that. I like this, I missed that, I should have done that. And then like I said, you go a couple more times. Like the second year I went to Atlanta, I did a speed build. I think I did I forgot what it's called, like parts draft. You know what I'm saying? So you start trying because you're more comfortable. You're like, I'm gonna put my mock here. See you later. I'm out. I'm I'm gonna go try all this shit, you know, that kind of stuff. So, like I said, that first time, like, and even though I've done 2 other conventions where I've showed, Brickworld Chicago is another world. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I don't know the etiquette here. I don't know the people here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do and not do. So it's all new to me again. So that, you know, having to deal with a mock and doing all that stuff, you don't really have time to like, oh yeah, let me go watch this film festival, or let me go watch this, or let me go do this, you know. And even when you plan stuff out, but I tried to go see Andre at the film festival. He had a stop motion picture in there, and I told him all day Saturday, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it. And then we lost track of time. I got there too late, and they wouldn't even let me in. You know, I was like, God dang it, you know. So, but it was like, even when you're planning stuff out, dude, stuff's gonna happen, and you're gonna get sidetracked easy.
Okay.
Now I have a question for you, Andrew. So
Mhm.
being that you had a mock and
Mhm.
you weren't always there by your mock, how did that feel? Like, were you antsy about, oh, did someone touch it, knock it over? Like, were you worried about any of that stuff? Because I know that would be for me. My thing is
Yeah,
like, don't breathe on it, don't sneeze.
you
It's
know,
in the plastic case.
every time I heard a pole drop, because a couple times the see in Atlanta they have ropes, like those rope kind of things, you know, those where you let them go. And
The
these were,
stanchions.
yeah, these were poles like that locked in. So a lot of the kids would leave, and they weren't very. I mean, they're sturdy, but they gave. So sometimes kids would lean on them and drop them, you know. And every time I'd see that, I'd be like, "Is that over there by mine?" You know, you know, because the guy next to me, something fell on his one time. I didn't even see it, but it was on the ground. It was a little part, but he fixed it back. I told Leslie when I came back Saturday, I was like, dude, I made a big mistake. And she's like, what? I was like, I because the way they had it set up, my fat butt couldn't squeeze between the tables and those poles. And so I'm inching along, like, you know, doing this number. And I must have brushed this guy's thing on the corner. He had built the QR code out of Lego. Hit that, and it hit something else. And that broke. And the QR code stayed together. So I put it back. And I mean, it was a small piece, you know, it was like that. But I felt so freaking bad about it. And as soon as he showed up, I was like, dude, I'll help you build it. I don't know what it's supposed to look like, but I accidentally hit this. And he was like, don't worry about it. He goes, I'm just glad you told me. He goes, it would have been worse if you wouldn't have said anything to me. I was like, no, I'm not letting that happen, dude. Like, you know. So, you know, you make mistakes here and there and that kind of stuff. You just got to be cool about it, you know. But yeah, some of the kids, you know, they get a little handsy sometimes and their parents ain't watching them. So you kind of have to, you know, but it's what comes with it, you know. So you kind of have to, you know, take it for what it is, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for Lene now. You've attended multiple conventions, you know, on different platforms. What is the expectation going into each one? Is it, I'm gonna, you know, Slego, I'm going in, this is what it is, or do you go in with a mindset of a new experience? I'm gonna meet new people. I'm gonna gain something from this. You know, what's your expectation going into these?
I'm probably the trickier one because in this box, like people see me live so much and they don't understand I'm in my box. You can't touch me, you can't bother me, I'm in a box. This is a very controlled environment and I'm very outgoing, I'm very friendly, but I think if you look back, like I think over the 5 years I would have serious anxiety. I'd be sitting in my car. I don't want to go in. I'm not ready to go in. I don't want to go in. I'd be out there for almost an hour. Like, I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in. So for me, there's high anxiety. I think my very first convention was Brick Fair VA. It was like 5 years ago. And there was a Lego master friend that had invited me. And I was like, okay, so I went in knowing people, you know, I knew I was going to run into Corey. I knew I was going to run into Manny. You know, I knew I was going to like connect with my people, so to speak. My people, meaning I had like, you know, spent so much time talking to them online. So it wasn't as scary knowing you're going to see people. But I think the first convention, it was meeting. And I ran out. I got so overwhelmed, I ran out. So to answer your question, I guess it depends on the type of person you are. For me, it was let me see the people I know and let me run out. And I think that was the first time, like Andrew was saying, I had that experience. You didn't realize how big the community was. People are yelling, "Hey, Brick Babe, it's Brick Babe, it's Brick Babe." I'm like, how do you even know me? I didn't realize how small the community is, if that makes sense. You know, we're big, but we're small.
Mhm.
So it was cool that people knew me from online and lives, and that helped break the ice. But now, like the last convention I did, it was drop my bills and go and hide. I go at
You
11.
need
Like
security.
at 11 when I think everybody's gone, when it's quiet. I'm setting up and I'm leaving, you know, right 12:01, whenever the cutoff is, that's when I'm leaving. So I don't do like the activities. I just coming. There's one convention last year that I did partake. It wasn't Brick Fair, it was another one where I did do the activities. But other than that, I'm there for the swag, to put my builds up and go, and then I come back on public days and I hide a little bit. So I'm trying to get better from hiding. But yeah, I'm not the best person to ask. I'm a hermit. So it's hard
You
for
just,
people like me.
But you know
just
what?
blew my mind.
I saw
I s-
people like where it was like I never saw them at like there because I would like I see a set like a mock that I like. I want to kind of pick their brain about or just give them their props. Never there. And so it's like I
Okay.
knew not. And so in my head, I just was like figured, oh, okay, they're probably walking around mingling. It didn't cross my mind that they might be like you, Lene, and just set up deuces, go to the room.
That was me at a convention in Philly. And Corey, Lego Master Corey was like, "Why are you never at your?" I was like, "Cause I'm chilling." Oh, Mo just asked me to open up the door. It's raining.
I'm not.
So I'll be back. I'll
She
be back,
probably
guys.
tried calling you.
She did.
Right,
And
right.
I was like, "Why are you calling me?" All right, sorry, guys, but you have to tell me why your mind was blown.
Yes, absolutely. Because you don't strike me as a person that will
Mm.
put your mock down and dip away. Like I'm thinking, I'm going there on my list. I would have people set up to meet, and absolutely, you guys would be one of them.
I
Like,
run from
uh,
people.
no, I can't even imagine that.
I do.
Yeah, you know,
Right.
like you know, the guy that was there was a guy that was behind me in the pit that I was in. He wasn't there the whole time. He showed up like 3 times, I think, and just kind of stood around for like a minute or two and then bailed with his friends. And I mean, he would come back and fix his thing because his mock somebody would hit it or something, and then he would bail. But he didn't show up to today. I think I saw him once all day. And then the second time I saw him is when we were closing and he had to break his stuff down.
And see, I saw him on the floor walking around talking
Yeah.
to people when I
Yeah.
was walking around. So that's why I
So,
figured if you're not in the chair,
mhm.
you're walking around talking to people, or
Yeah.
you might be on a panel
Hmm.
with that,
There's two
or something of
different
that
kind of
nature.
people that show, right? There's people like that guy where they just come set up their stuff, maybe hang around for a little bit, kind of shoot the shit, and then they're out, right? And
Yeah.
they're enjoying the convention, running around doing stuff. And then there's people like me where I'm like there, and the only reason why I'm getting up is to go eat, go to the restroom. You know, once the girls were there today, I walked them around some of the stuff that I had already seen and showed them some cool stuff and that kind of stuff. You know, got to meet some of the people that you know that follow us and we follow
Mhm.
and that kind of junk. You know, so today I wasn't at my station as much, but you know, you're responsible for all your stuff. You know, like today I had a laptop playing music on a speaker. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just walk away for too long, you know, because your stuff's gonna get ganked. So you know, you kind of have to kind of be conscious of that too. You know, now if you're, you know, obviously there's lugs that are there that have a whole pit
Mhm.
by themselves. You could probably trust them. You know, if you're in the lug there, you try to make friends with the people that are next to you. You know, and hey, dude, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. Can you watch my stuff? You know, that kind of stuff. Or I'm gonna go get something to eat. You want something? Can you watch my stuff? You know, that kind of stuff. You know, and you do the same when he gets up or they get up, whoever they are. You know, keep an eye on their things. You know, that's just good etiquette there. You know, at a convention. You know, that way, you know, you can feel a little bit more at ease if you have to get up and leave and you're by yourself. That they're probably going to watch your stuff. The guy behind me, I wouldn't have trusted him for poop to watch my things. The other two guys next to me, yeah, I mean, I would, you know, definitely do that.
Hey, Will.
What you looking for?
Hey, Will, what's going on?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm back.
You open the door.
Shout out to Mo.
Right.
Thanks, Mo. Oh, Mo came in clutch with food. She came in with Cheesecake Factory and Cinnabon. Gotta love Mo.
Nice.
My
Shout
two
out to
faves.
Mo.
My
Nice.
two faves.
I was just
yeah.
talking today about not liking Cheesecake Factory, so you can leave me out of that one.
Well,
You don't like Cheesecake
I'm just,
Factory?
I'm just
What?
not a fan. I'm
What?
just
Dude, the
just
menu
not a
is like
fan.
a goddamn Bible, for God's
Yeah.
sake.
Yeah, you can order
If you
so
can't
much.
find something on there, you should be able to find something with the other stuff they put on
Something,
there.
Mamba.
I mean,
So, like,
the
my wife
mac and
doesn't
cheese
like-
bites, I guess.
My wife doesn't like going there because it's too much. Like,
Yes.
she gets overwhelmed when there's too many choices. Like, she's better like just having A and B and then choose from that. When there's
You can eat from around the
150 of
world.
them, she's like, I don't know what to pick. I want to pick everything.
I like the
want this
skinny
one, I
menu.
want this.
The skinny menu,
Oh,
I
yeah,
could
'cause
eat
I
off
don't.
There's
Yeah, because
there's
you
like
know.
15 items. It simplifies it.
I don't.
Yeah.
I like the fat menu, the big girl menu.
Okay. Well, all the skinny menu is it's a normal menu, like not normal size, but it's a
That's it.
normal menu titles.
Yes.
It's like you have your chicken pasta, you have your mushroom stuff.
They're healthier
you have-
options.
they're not really healthy.
I think
Yeah,
that's
but
maybe
sugar and
maybe like the favorites or something. You know, like,
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
I think. I honestly, I think what they did, they took their favorites and made them smaller portions, skinnier. Because like I would,
healthy options.
because last time I went to Cheesecake Factory, I got this. What was it? It was like the steak medallion, but that was just a smaller version. That was basically like the lunch menu style of like their other. It was the steak dynamo or something like that. I'm like, it's the same thing, just a smaller portion.
I'm not really even a fan of the cheesecake. Like, some of it tastes okay. It's just too much
I
for
don't
me.
think I can be friends with you anymore, man.
So this is Mamba's last time co-host.
You don't like
Thank you
cheese?
for being here.
You gotta find something, man. Come
it's
on
been
now.
It's been real.
It's
you know.
for me. I mean, I'm in New York, so I've had so much good cheesecake that
Your favorite spot, so we can know.
yeah. Well, you know what? My sister, she makes phenomenal cheesecake. So, I mean, I'm always gonna pick her cheesecake.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, she makes great cheesecake. But aside from those, Venario's down on 11th Street and First Avenue, they
Is that
make
V or V?
phenomenal. V with a V.
Okay.
Venario, yes. And their strawberry shortcake, their fruit tart cakes, their cheesecake, everything is just. And there's other spots. You can go get a. There's what's that other spot? The one that y'all like? The cafe that Shirley likes. No, not La Pond. Paris Baguette. Paris Baguette. They sell this like cake, cheesecake. It's I can't even describe it. It's like a fluffy cheesecake. It's just so good.
Now
So
we all have to
Cheesecake
come to New
Factory.
York.
Like that's like saying, oh, juniors. Yeah, like they known for their cheesecake. It's a thing.
I don't
Like,
like
I feel
it's
like that's
good.
too hyped up, probably.
Yeah, that's
oh,
what I'm
that's
saying.
not
Like for me, Cheesecake Factory is too hyped up. They have 1,000 choices, and it's not really like nothing to write home about. Sorry, Cheesecake Factory.
Have you had the
ever get a hold
miso
of this.
salmon?
But
I
if
don't
you
eat
want to
salmon,
sponsor
so-
us, we will. Change
There goes our
Yes,
sponsorship
absolutely.
cheesecake.
I'm just
I
saying.
would eat some cheesecake right now on the show. Just saying.
There goes our sponsorship from Cheesecake. We can kiss that goodbye. Thanks to Mamba.
Yeah.
And they just emailed me last week, Mamba. You're watching the show now. Not
I mean,
anymore.
listen, sometimes it's not about having a Bible for a menu. If Gordon Ramsay was still ever getting his hands on Cheesecake Factory, he would shut him down. It's about having good food, not a lot of food.
You make them cry.
That's it.
Right.
Don't put
What's wrong with
20
you?
choices of cheesecake on there. Put 10 good ones, really good ones that are just to die for.
That's funny. Hoarder66 said, "What's up?"
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
We're going to the chat. We're going to the comments. Hopefully, somebody out there in the comments would agree with me that it's not about having.
Looks like
Look, you
crickets
sit
out
down.
Right.
If your menu gets to your table and it's this thick, by the time you choose what you're gonna eat,
You're not hungry anymore.
you're not hungry anymore. You've been there.
Sounds like
30
you and Leslie
minutes.
on the same page. Like,
Like this, just flipping through the menu. Like they come back every 10 minutes. Come back. Like, are you ready? No, I'm not ready. Have you
what you
seen
got
this
a
thing?
taste for? It's what you have a taste for.
And then you end up deciding to get the same thing you got last time you was there. Just bring me some chicken.
I got
see the problem with that.
I got chicken already cooked. So
I don't see the problem with that. Because like what I would say, if you're intimidated by it, just go by what type of meat. If you want meat, if you want chicken, do this. If you want beef, then you can just narrow it down with that. I'm pretty sure they have a table of contents or something on there.
you're just choosing wrong, Mom, but that's it. You chose wrong.
Yeah. Again, I'm in the mecca of a multitude of different kind of foods. Like there's so many different things. Going to one specific spot, I have learned from other people, you can't just be, I am a creature of habit. So I will get just chicken, but I can get chicken in 100 different ways from different places.
Name
I
'em.
just don't. Yeah, well, I can get roasted chicken and fried chicken and baked chicken and stewed chicken.
So
I'll be like Forrest
I'm in
Gump out here,
Maryland.
like Bubba Shrimp, right?
But yeah.
Do you eat seafood? I don't hear you eat seafood. You just said turkey and chicken.
Yeah, I don't eat seafood. I'm allergic to seafood and
Oh,
okay.
red meat.
Okay.
That
So
makes
you get a
sense.
pass. Yeah.
Is it
Yeah, I don't do-
shellfish or everything? I was a vegetarian
So-
for 10 years.
I don't do shellfish because I'm allergic, but I don't like the taste of tuna and salmon and stuff. It's too fishy for me. Like, so I just stay away from it.
Are you serious?
I'm allergic to mushrooms, so I don't eat any mushrooms.
Oh.
Are you
Yeah,
serious,
no.
Mama?
Yeah, no pork, no red meat. So chicken it is,
As long as
And
it got wings.
that was recent, like in these last years, when I started
Mhm.
dieting and I started running Spartan and stuff, and
Mhm.
just started to change. For me, it was more. I left my house one day, and I wanted to take a cab to the train, and that's when I was like, you know what, I gotta stop this. I gotta lose the weight. The
Right,
train is
right.
like 4 blocks away, bro. Why do I want to take a cab?
We didn't know about Spartan and all
Right,
these other
Spartan.
things. Yeah, you can't just
Yeah.
drop that like it's
Right.
nothing. We got a real life
back
Superman
there.
here.
If you look back there, that those are all my medals, and that
Nice.
kind of came that came as a dare. Like one year, a couple years back, my sister dared me to run a race, and she was like, "Not only are you not going to do it, you can't do it." Like I told you, I'm competitive. Not only did I do that race, I ended up doing. Right now, I'm on my 32nd race.
Whoa.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I run
nice.
I run in Florida, I run North Carolina, I run in Jersey, I run in you name it. I run all up and down the East Coast. I'm dying to go to the West Coast, so I might be in Texas soon. I might go to Cali. So
My last race was a 10K, and I came in 11th. I was so pressed to come in 11th.
Oh.
Out of thousands, I was really
Oh, yeah.
pressed. But my
I'll take
arthritis is so bad, I can't run anymore. So hats
Mm.
off to you for
Yeah,
running.
dude.
Right.
I missed it. That's
Yeah.
awesome, Mom. But we didn't even know that about you.
yeah,
Now
I
we
have
have to add
there's
that
another
next week.
page out there. Yeah, there's another page floating around out there.
There's another page.
So
Wow.
Superman, I do it all.
Right.
Okay, we got it. I'm still probably
That's dope.
cabinet to the Metro. But y'all don't have
Listen.
Metro. You have Metro.
Yeah, I can't. Nah. But again, I digress. Cheesecake Factory will have to take a back seat.
You're like, nah.
If y'all ever come to New York and we all meet, I would take y'all a different space.
Oh yeah, I
every
wouldn't eat
night.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't eat at Cheesecake Factory if I was going to New
Oh,
York
yeah,
for the
no.
first time.
No.
I want to eat it like legit places.
And I love that New York has the ratings, but Mamba said he's big on dares. Like if you dare him, Mamba, I dare you to give me $1 million. You can't do it. You can't.
As a matter of fact, I don't think you will, and you won't do it.
Yeah, you won't.
Double dog dare you.
You don't have it.
Yeah.
You don't know how to get it.
Uh,
And this week, you can't get it this week. It's like we're gonna see Mamba's face pop up like he was such a good guy.
Yeah.
Listen, I always said that when people say, "What would you do if you won?" I would give it away, honestly, because the feeling of having that kind of
Mhm.
responsibility of having that, it would be too much. So I'd rather give it away and share that so that everybody can have that feeling with you, rather than be like, you know what, I'm gonna give me a gold toilet that has a motor and I'm just gonna drive around the city on my
I
gold
claim
toilet.
dibs.
You
I've
know?
wanted to go
Right.
toilet for a while now. It's on my wish
So,
list.
so,
claim
so
it.
Mamba, you wouldn't be the one where it's like, oh, if I won the lottery, there'd be signs like, oh, I get I'd have all the
Absolutely.
brickheads.
He gonna have every
There
set.
would
You
there
know
would
how
there
all
would be
brickheads are getting
signs
all the
because I
brickheads.
would love to build maybe like a bricksy kind of thing. I would get a house where there would be Lego, but I would absolutely help Lene get the cat out of the ceiling for good. So the cat would be out of the ceiling permanently. That's it. There would be another house for the cats.
No, that
They
house
could
that
just
Lene is
yes,
the cat house.
Yeah,
that
he
cat
plays
house.
it. And he keeps jumping
Yes.
back up there, and I don't know. I was thinking of a
Very
strategy
sad.
to get this cat out because it's going to take too long to take all of these out. We can't grab him. I tried to grab him earlier, and that his
Just
new
get
thing is
the,
he wants to come in the kitchen.
get
Like,
the fishnet and just the little pool. Just
I don't know
Yeah.
what to do, but now he's
Then
trying to come in the
I
kitchen.
would fly all of us out to go see Lene. We would buy the Daily Bugle and we would build it for her
a
and give
building
it to her.
party.
A
It's
building
right
party.
here across the. Mo's is broken too now.
You wish that on her. Mo, we
Right.
got you, Mo. We
Yeah.
got you, Mo.
We were moving stuff to fix the ceiling. We were moving stuff. And I think I told her, I was like, you don't have to fall from the ceiling on it. We were moving something happened. We were moving. And I looked, she was like, the front part of my bugle's off.
That sounds like somebody. might
That
have
sounds
fucked
like it was
that
poorly
up.
built. That's what
No,
it
that
sounds
kinda sounds
Oh,
like
That
no,
sounds like
no.
somebody was trying to get back at their daughter.
That's what I think.
Oh,
That's
you
what I
don't
think.
want- Are you sure you don't want to move it?
Especially since she just bought you Cheesecake Factory and Cinnabon.
Right.
Man,
brought
the
it.
truth is out
And
there.
you had her standing in the rain.
I
In the
know.
rain.
Her dad was out there. When I came out there, she was in the car next to her dad.
Mm.
And she brought it. She told me to go online and order it. What didn't even say, I got you.
Oh,
So that's
Well,
how I got
she was Mo Eats, Mo Dash.
Mo Dash.
Right. When she come to New York, I got her.
Facts.
Buddy.
Nice.
All right. So I'm sorry. Back to Brickworld, guys. I kind of ruined it with my convention talk. Yes, so that's me. I'm a hermit at conventions. Don't take it personally. I hide. I'm never there. And when I am there, I talk. I'm the one who takes up a lot of tables. Last convention, I think we had 2 or 3 tables right in the front. I had a lot of mocks there.
But there are quite a few
Maybe
people that
30.
I noticed did that. Like what? Like they'll have
Everything
you
I built.
think it's
Yeah.
it
I'm
felt like
definitely
when
doing
you're
that next
talking
I
convention.
built it. I'm bringing it. Everything I
I
built.
think I'm tired. I think I'm tired of kind of sharing a table. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but sharing a table with somebody just because, like I said earlier, they put me in that weird
Yeah, that was
spot
awkward.
where I couldn't. People were asking me about the other mocks more than mine. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd be like, "Nope, that's mine over there. See that one?"
So, do they ask you how many tables you need?
He had Brickworld.
Depends.
I think at Brickworld they asked me like how big it was. You know what I'm saying?
That's the dimension.
And so then they kind of put you, okay, you can fit on half a table, and then this guy has this, we can fit him on half a table, and they just put you together.
Oh, okay. I
Right.
thought it
Now
was
next
like
time I'm
want your
gonna
own
be
table.
like, I'm gonna want the whole table, like you know.
I didn't want a table. I was supposed to be in categories. So I had about 13 mocks. I was supposed to be here. I put the categories. But when I got there, because everybody knows everybody, you get there, like, when they I don't feel like taking you, it's like, you're going to fit here at a table and you're going to love that. Like, we're not fitting you in right now. It's like, oh, man, it's like, you come at night, nobody wants to help you. Like, everybody's tired.
So, Lene, you have been to Brickworld.
No, I've never been. I don't know if I will be.
You've never?
Brickworld isn't my scene. I don't know. Something about it just maybe it's too. Maybe
I can
I'm
see that.
intimidated by too many people.
Is there anything like? Because I know you guys have y'all been to Comic-Con?
No,
It's definitely like Comic-Con. Yes.
Okay,
I've never been to Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely.
So
like
it's
Comic-Con.
like especially yours over there is San Diego Comic-Con. Crazy.
I went to Baltimore Comic Con, and I don't think that compares to what you're talking about.
San Diego Comic-Con is insane. But I will say it's similar in a sense where you'll notice where it's kind of like people go in waves. So one side will be empty-ish. You'll still kind of be shoulder to shoulder bumping into people. But then the other side, you look over, it's just no walkway, no nothing. So then everybody will start migrating over with that.
The way they talked about it, like the way everybody told me how it was going to be, I was expecting way more people at one time than
That's what a lot of people have said too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Now
as
there
big
were
as it used to be.
like Jay said there were spots where you would have to like, oh sorry, bumping people, but it wasn't like I was told that it was like you couldn't move last, that kind of stuff. So that's what I was expecting, and that's not I mean, it, like I said, it came in waves. There was, you know, it was good. It was good. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was just in my mind the way everybody was making it like, man, you ain't gonna be able to move, you know, like that kind of stuff. You know, it
But
wasn't that bad.
I
But,
think it might not have been that way because of how they were doing tickets. So they did
Mhm.
cut off the tickets because I got there. Thankfully, I couldn't wake up my life depending on it how I would wanted to get there yesterday. But from what everybody else was saying was that for the public, it opened at it was 9 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock. At
10,
9 o'clock,
10.
the it took like for people who got there early, it took them like an hour, hour and a half to get through with that. So if I would have gotten there right when doors open, I wouldn't have walked in until the time that I actually got there. So I think a lot of people, it was some people might have got intimidated by the long line because the parking and everything. It was a lot to go through parking because they're doing construction on a parking on one part of their parking lot. So I definitely, when I got there yesterday, I saw a lot of people turning around. So I'm not sure if they were turning around because they were already leaving or if it was just too much for parking and situations of that
Yeah.
nature. But it was
Parking
still,
crazy
when
too.
I got there at like 11, it was still a long line. I was able to bypass that long line because I already had my ticket. So some people
Right.
didn't know that you can go through another entrance to just walk in and scan and go. But it was definitely, line was still long on
Mhm.
Saturday until like probably noon
Yeah.
to get inside. Yeah.
So how would you rate it? If you had to give Brickworld a rating, what would it be from 1 to 10? What's your rating
So
and why?
so for me, I went to because for I've gone to Brick Fest. So I think Mama, yeah, because Mama went to Brick Fest. Comparing Brick Fest to Brick World, Brick Fest is like a little small fry.
But it's not
Compared,
Right.
even in the same category.
right, yeah. So with this one being like I can't like those are the only two that I can compare to like as far as like conventions with that. So it's apples and oranges. I would have to
It
wait
really is.
till with that because I know there's one out here. I missed it because it was in April. It's in Solvang, so that's well not out here. So in California, it's like 2 hours away. But even looking at that, it didn't see. For me, I wasn't gonna waste 3 hours of driving for that. But I would table that question for me until I go to another larger scale convention because like right
Nice.
Um.
now it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I would
Sometimes
say.
even if you don't make it, you can still get the swag. Like I have Brick Slope swag over here. Like I
Mhm.
registered, I didn't make it, and Cody was like, "Say less."
Oh, I
I
didn't
got
even buy anything. I didn't even-
Oh, I bought some stuff.
Well, I didn't buy
you.
Brickworld stuff.
I
I
got a
bought the.
Pope.
Oh,
Oh,
you
I
did get the
saw
Pope. You
those.
did
That
get the
was
Pope.
so
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did buy some things, but I was thinking about like a Brickworld shirt because it was just
Oh, I was
you know.
gonna buy one and I
Yeah.
forgot. Dang
See.
it. I
I
literally
have
went by there.
licensing.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
nice.
girls
Andrew,
bought me
you
that
could
for
have made
Father's Day.
that.
I
Were you
know.
supporting a
I
small
know.
business?
No, the wife wanted to buy it for.
No.
Well,
It
I'm pretty
didn't
sure
support you.
I'm pretty sure I am as a small business, but it was $20. My wife wanted to get it for Father's Day, so I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool.
Leslie has great taste.
But
Oh, and she's
when
so
I looked
sweet.
at it, I
I
was
got
like,
to meet
yeah, I
her.
could have built that. That would have been easy. But
Mama,
yeah,
I forgot the
I
question I
give it
asked.
a 9 out of
Oh,
10. You know, like I said, there were me being in Atlanta's gotten bigger and bigger every year. I would say that even Brickworld Chicago, as big as it is, almost is Atlanta's almost there, right?
Nice.
And so I think they're getting more. They need to work out some more kinks than the one in Atlanta, and get a little bit better organized on the sense of Brickworld Chicago was very organized with that app, and like you had,
Yes. That was
I
that was
mean,
great.
they just had it down.
When is
Um,
Atlanta?
Atlanta's in February, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's sometime in February, early February, first couple of weeks
And
of February.
you always do Atlanta, right?
I've done Atlanta the last 2 years. Yeah.
it's
So
the Super Bowl. Every weekend is Super Bowl
Yes,
weekend.
that's right.
Oh.
That is right. It is Super Bowl weekend. The first year I went, I just went like just to go look. Second year I showed. Third year I showed. You know.
and for this right here, this mock, are you taking it when you go to Atlanta in February next year?
Yeah, I'm thinking about making some adjustments to some certain things, which that never stops. And then I'm going to show the ET one, and then I think I'm going to show, because now that I'm kind of being, whatever. I want my own table, and I don't want to share with everybody just because of my experience this time. I'm going to take those 2 mocks plus the mock I did the first year I went to Atlanta, which was a comedy store or comedy club.
What's the biggest convention? Is it Brickworld? Is Brickworld the
and then
biggest?
Brick Fair.
Yeah.
Brickworld's the first, Brick Fair's the second.
So for me, when I ran the top race that they have in the United States, everybody asked me, am I going to continue to run? And my response was, I am, but I've done the biggest. I've ran the toughest race. What more, where am I going to go from here? After doing Brickworld, when you go to Atlanta, what's your mindset going in there? Are you dusting your shoulders off? Are you going in there listen, I've already rolled with the big dogs. I'm here. I'm doing you guys a favor by being here, but I've been
he's
there.
He's coming after that 16-year-old. That's what he's coming after.
Right. Yeah. Hey, he wasn't here this last year. He actually came to see my mock, and I was like, "Are you showing?" He's like, "No," and I'm like, "Thank God," because he would have probably won something. No, that dude's cool. His dad is cool. And the build that he did was great. No, because it's a different. I think every competition's different. You know what I'm saying? Every convention's different, and just think about the amount of new people that go to each convention. You know what I'm saying? Just because I went last year and showed stuff at Atlanta, there's gonna be different stuff next year, and better stuff, and more people, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it always changes. It's never really the same, and like I said, I know Brickworld Chicago is a really big thing, but in my mind, I thought it was bigger. So I wasn't really, not that I wasn't impressed, don't get me wrong, but I was I think I was expecting way more. You know what I'm saying?
The hype.
Yeah, the hype. People hyped it up really good. You know what I'm saying? And that, I mean, it's a great convention, but I don't think of it as, and maybe it just hasn't settled in yet because I just left, but I don't think of it as oh, I already played the Super Bowl, I don't want to play, the championship West Coast game. You know what I'm saying? I don't think of it like that. I think of it as Atlanta's my hometown now, that's my base, and Chicago was something that I really wanted to go to, and show at. And I did that, and right. it wasn't as scary as I thought it was. Not saying that I wasn't humbled by all the great builds out there, but it wasn't this big bad monster that I thought it was in my head. You know what I'm saying? I did it. I went through it. I got through it. And it reminded me a lot of Atlanta's convention. You know what I'm saying? It's the same feel to it, the same laid out differently, maybe a bigger space in Atlanta, but it's, it's the same. It's the same stuff. It's the same. And you start seeing a lot of the same people, I met a guy that was sitting next to me that I'd never met before, and he's from Texas. You know what I'm saying? We start talking about Texas stuff because I grew up there. So, you're always going to meet somebody. And he was like, this is my first year here too. I usually did Brick Rodeo in Texas. That's the only one I've ever showed at, and he took that jump this year too, to come out here and show stuff, so you meet a lot of cool new people, some a-holes, that's going to be anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anywhere.
We don't know those people.
No, we don't know those people. So, it's just, it is what it is. I don't think I'm going to go in there like in Atlanta and be like, I got this shit now. I'm caught, whatever. It's a different monster. I'm going to go there and there's going to be somebody that's going to humble me just as they did when the first time I went,
Right.
Now, okay. I would say, Mamba, after hearing what you were saying about how you're competitive, I would definitely recommend you not showing the first time, because I already know you're gonna be there with your notebook and recording like a little spy, take pictures.
Absolutely, I'm for it. I mean, I want to see the techniques. I want to see. I got this book coming in the mail now, and it teaches you. I think we talked about books a couple of shows back, where it just shows you how to, do the bricks and the windows and levels.
The rooms by design.
Right.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
To start going in that direction, but I think, like Andrew mentioned, I'm gonna try to recreate a scene, like a battle scene, maybe from The Last of Us, or maybe the Battle of 300 and that little tunnel, that little cave right there, that little pathway they had. Maybe to do something like that and capture that scene right there. And I guess maybe not make it as big as some of these big mocks were, but as much as I can capture in that little area right there would matter the most. The details, and when the Persians were coming down, and how the Spartans were there, maybe something like that, and just put a lot into it. Because I saw a mock not too long ago that was floating around, Instagram and TikTok, where it was Wile E. Coyote chasing, or the Roadrunner running away from Wile E. And the way this guy made the feet of the Roadrunner, like the speed behind him and the smoke and everything, and the mock was maybe like this big. It wasn't a big mock. It was phenomenal. The detail in it was phenomenal. So I'm thinking that maybe not make something really big, but what I make a big impact.
Yeah. There's a lot of small builds that have really great detail in them.
Yes.
And that, you don't have to go big. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to make 5 tables worth of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Make something small, but put your heart into it and put your detail into it.
Yeah.
Make it the best small piece you have. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So closing out, because we've been on for an
hour and a half. I gotta go eat dinner.
40 minutes, yeah. So I know, right? So closing out.
Girls already left.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they caught an Uber. It's like down the street.
Okay, you catch up. So closing out, I guess what was the most exciting thing like happened this week? Oh, he's out.
Oh.
No, that's
he's just gonna play and run back up so we can catch him.
There we go.
What was the most exciting thing that like happened this week, or like anything exciting going on?
I mean, you already know where I'm at, so.
Oh yeah. You're with friends. That's exciting.
Oh yeah. Well, so the one thing that I will say, aside from Brickworld, here it is that so I'm here visiting my friend, because last time I came out here was probably 10 years ago. And so she knows I'm a big Laverne Cox fan. So Laverne Cox had a Barbie doll. She's had it probably for about 5 years.
Oh,
because she's like you, Lene, and doesn't mail things. So,
heck yeah.
I was excited. Like she's like you, she loves, gorgeous dolls. I thought something else was coming on that.
No, it was
like she don't send nothing.
So I finally got this, and then I, got off the plane, went to the Lego store, and we played Fortnite. We play Fortnite together. So she went. Jealous. I was like, "Well, what set do you want?" So I was able to make her the supply llama.
Nice. That's a fun build.
Oh yeah.
Fun build.
Because she was like, yeah, there's no way I'd be able to build it. And it was funny because I opened up the box and I was like, oh, you can build it. Here's the instruction booklet. She was like, booklet? Where are the words? Where is that? So I would say that was like the highlight aside from my week, aside from Brickworld, was actually being out there, because then she's gonna come out to California in August.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm actually going to get some Fortnite stuff tomorrow. I want to see if I can convince people to go to the Lego store, on their lunch break, and see. Yeah.
I want to learn how to play it. I still have Peely. I saw you built your Peely. I have stuff Peely. I want that bus, and I want the new little set. But Mo said that's beautiful, and she's laughing. I hope you're not laughing at your mother.
Thanks, Mo.
Little Brick, he's into it. The Lego Fortnite, he's into it. He digs it.
Somebody got to teach me how to play it. Little Brick, what's up?
Yeah. Right now, he's trying to get a lightsaber, and it's frustrating him.
Oh.
Yeah. You got to get to level 6, and forget it. He's like me, super competitive.
Well,
he's not going to stop.
The easiest way, I would say, is have him do no build.
I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah.
He's almost at 5. He has like 2 more challenges, then he'll be at 5, and then 5 to 6. So.
Isn't Little Brick 7?
Little Brick is 9.
Not. Oh Lord, I'm sorry, Little Brick. Let me tell y'all this embarrassing.
He's on level. He's about to be level 5. And
a 9-year-old knows how to play a game that I don't. But let me tell you what happened, right? Let me tell you what happened to me. Mo was at the bus stop. She had to be in like 9th grade at that time or something. And there was a child, of course, at the bus stop. There are other children there. And I asked, I thought they were in like kindergarten or first grade. Okay, he was a junior, and I was so
Oh,
embarrassed.
a
So
high
at least I
school?
wasn't that
Junior in
far.
high school?
He was so little,
Yeah,
but
you
and he
can't play
wasn't
the
a
age
little
game.
person. He was just little.
Just had the baby
But yeah,
face.
I've been embarrassed so
That's
much.
funny.
That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing for me. Mo was there. Mo remembers. If she's still in here, she remembers that time. I was trying to encourage. I even stooped down to his. I wanted to go right back. I know.
That
That's
makes
even
it even
worse.
worse. Yes, that
Yeah.
makes it
His
even
father,
worse.
Hey,
who
little
like
buddy.
basted me. His father like basted me and squared up his shoulders. I was like, oh, sorry.
Like, girl, I'm about to graduate in a year.
Right.
So embarrassing.
Bubba, Jay said to try no build when you're playing Lego Fortnite. To try no build, it'll probably move you up faster. Okay.
Well, it's called zero build. Yeah,
Zero
that's
build.
the official
Zero
title.
build.
Yeah, zero build. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe you can get to 6 faster.
He's like, what? You giving me pointers?
Like
Yeah.
because I'll text you. I'll message you later, Mama, to see if
Oh,
we
look,
can
she's gonna send a message later. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You gotta teach me how to play. I want to play. Jay plays no fair. This is not fair.
I am a gamer. I'm a somewhat gamer.
I'm gonna learn. I tried to put it on my Switch, but Jay said don't
You
because
can't. No,
gonna.
it's gonna overheat it. No.
Yeah.
PC or
I have it here. Yeah,
console?
I have the Xbox, PlayStation.
Yeah.
Gamer
Yeah,
mode here. Yeah.
Yeah, I crossplay. She has PC and I'm on Xbox, so
All right.
that's what we do
Jealous.
sometimes. If I'm not building, I'm yelling at kids on Fortnite.
Let me join you.
All right, guys. Well, I gotta go. I gotta go eat
Okay.
dinner with the fam, and we're meeting a friend from here in Chicago.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, Leslie was talking about that. Have fun with that.
Yeah. We're going to Portello's. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. But I've been there 3 times
You like
already.
Portillo's, Mamba? Is that okay with you? Or you?
I mean,
I've
it's
been
not
there 3
Cheesecake
times.
Factory, so
No, it's not. No, it's a
Mamba
hot
will
dog
like
spot,
it as for
I guess.
sponsorship. That's it.
Yeah, we
That's
just
it.
lost that sponsorship. Thanks, Mamba.
yeah. Don't worry, we're gonna get it back. Cheesecake Factory have great mac and cheese bites.
Those
So
things
shout
are
out to
dry.
Gotta plug 'em now.
Oh,
All right, everybody. Thank
right, y'all.
y'all. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Of course, we love the support. Keep watching. Keep coming back. We're always going to be here. Same time. New content. Shout out to everybody that enjoyed Brickworld this weekend. Shout out to Lego Longoria. Shout out to Quarter Brick up there. Shout out to Lene. She's been here riding it out. Hopefully next year we can all make it to one. And for those upcoming
Not Lene.
shows, hopefully
Well,
we
not
can make it
Chicago,
to
Lene.
those.
Yeah.
Right. We could
We'll have to
travel
go to
out to different
Virginia for
things.
that.
Hopefully
I'm
we
not
can
even
all
there.
build something together and get it out there.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. So
Everybody
there
at
we go.
Brickworld, safe travels.
Yeah.
Yes, safe travels,
Safe
everybody.
Safe travels on your way
Everybody,
back home.
Yeah,
Shout out to
sometimes
Lego
it's nice.
Longoria. Shout out to the Core Brick. And of course, the hostess, the mostest, the Brick Babe. There she goes. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
All right,
Yeah.
guys.
I will
Until
see
next
everybody.
weekend.
All right.
Bye. Catch you next week.